We're in danger, America. This is Democracy Interrupted. I'm Fuzzy Villain.
I'm Matt, just Matt. Do you want to start with Blue and On kind of stuff going on?
You mean the movement that we helped start last week? Is that
It's
what you
yeah,
mean?
I am become GOP,
Yeah.
destroyer of worlds.
I don't think the election was stolen, but yeah.
But everyone, like millions of people on Twitter, do I guess because that's easier than just admitting you lost.
I mean, we're out here tripping. Everyone's flailing. We can start with Blue and On. What do you want to say? Break us off. Tell us what Blue and On is. What does it actually mean?
So I mean, in case anyone doesn't remember, like they were hiding in a tube 4 years ago or something. We had an election, the last election in 2020, right?
Uh-huh.
And people were like, "Hey, I don't like those election results," and those people were Republicans. And now that the shoe is on the other foot, the Democrats are like, "Hey, I don't like these election results. Obviously, they were hacked, and I base this on some dude on Twitter and no empirical data."
Right. I
Is that
I mean, I guess you honestly know more about it than I do. I've just heard about it in passing that just a bunch of people don't believe the election was legitimate.
well?
Um,
I'm going to say this:
that's what I pulled from the story.
anyone left or liberal leaning that is now getting into conspiracy theories, welcome back. Because that's where it started. The CIA killed JFK. The
Which
FBI
we're
killed
going
Malcolm
to
X.
learn.
That's what he said the first time,
Nah,
and it didn't happen.
oh my god, this is a thumb.
Oh my
Um,
God, Elon Musk is in us.
it's a Zuckerberg thing. Um,
Whatever.
so yeah, you're saying we're welcoming back the conspiracy theorists back to the left because not everybody believes that the election was
Right. And really, the left wing conspiracy theories are like, this is where our parents and grandparents, that they were on the left for conspiracy theories back in the day when they were anti establishment.
yeah. I don't even know which generation that is. To be honest,
Uh,
the Gen Xers.
yeah, like boomers, Gen X, like, because the JFK assassinate, like, was killed by the government, people would be left.
I
And
mean,
then,
it's not the same people though that believe in the JFK assassination, right? That are into this whole blue and on nonsense.
no, I think this is a new generation, but I'm saying where it is on the scale in general, welcome back. It's on the left now. Welcome to the resistance of knowledge.
Did you see John Stewart actually say "Welcome to the Resistance" earlier this week?
I hate it. Let's just not use that phrase again because I don't like that phrase.
Well, somebody was trying to name this podcast "The Resistance,"
I
and
don't
it
know.
wasn't me. It wasn't me. Thumbs up again. I don't. I mean, that being said, welcome to the Resistance, America. I'm Fuzzy Villain. This is Democracy Interrupted. No, I definitely think the whole. I mean, losers are always going to be sore. There's always going to be people who lose gracefully, and there's always going to be people who are sore losers. And I'm a little bit of a sore loser, but not enough to the point where I'm going to worry and think some conspiracy is on its way. I don't have time to think. The actuality of the situation is I don't have time to think that a conspiracy is on the way because there's way too many other things to worry about now.
I mean, for voting in general, I would just say if it didn't matter, if it was fixed, they would not be trying so hard to suppress votes.
Wait, say that again. I don't think I picked up
It,
on what that means.
so, I mean, like people think, left or right, that the elections are rigged, they're fixed, whatever, they were hacked. People put in a lot of effort to like take people off the voting rolls or stuff like that. Or, you have to have your ID to vote now, which is new for our state. So if our votes didn't matter, it stands to reason that like they wouldn't jump through these hoops. So I'm inclined to think that our votes do matter, and we just lost in a fair fight.
Yeah, I totally agree. I do think we lost in a fair fight, minus Russia's involvement. Um, No, this is terrible. I shouldn't be supporting these
So,
theories.
I mean, if we're getting into Russia and like stuff that actually matters, as of a few hours ago, on his way out the door, Biden was like, "Hey, Ukraine, you can take all of our long-range missiles and
I
start."
heard, I heard, and I'm wondering though. So,
Yeah,
but I am actually wondering: is that a legitimate Biden policy, or is that a Trump era policy that Biden gave Trump the option, and they actually agreed on something earlier in the
I
week?
think that Biden is trying to increase their leverage for when they have to come to the negotiating table after Trump takes office, or perhaps try and get peace talks going before he takes office. Because I mean, if he gets in, he's like, no more money, no more weapons, it's done. There is no negotiation. Russia's just going to take whatever they have taken, and
So,
that's that. There's a ceasefire, maybe. It's like a frozen conflict instead of an end to a war.
so you think this is a bipartisan effort? This is a bipartisan decision.
Well, giving obscene amounts of money to our military industrial complex is usually a bipartisan decision.
I mean, they got to make money somehow.
The Speaker of the House has come out in support of Ukraine before. He might be singing a different tune next year.
I see.
And this isn't more funding. This is like, hey, you don't have to have these silly rules anymore. Strike deep in there and see what happens.
Yeah, this is definitely it's in response to North Korean troops, right? Am I correct? In
Ostensibly,
yeah, that was their we're going to let them use long range weapons because they're using long range soldiers. Soldiers from a vast distance away.
right.
Because apparently what, there's 10,000 troops of North Korean troops in
Something like that. I'm sure that their actual fighting force is not that much because they have the internet over there, and a lot of North Korean soldiers are just like, look at this porn on my phone. This is great. I'm not going out to the battlefield today. So,
I did hear about that.
I'm willing to bet there's a lot of them stuck in that loop. Yeah.
Um, I'm looking at Forbes right here, and it says North Korea. The headline is North Korea may end up sending Putin 100,000 troops for his war. I'm not seeing an official number though, as how many are there right now. Oh, okay, here we go. Today, I can confirm that over 10,000 DPRK soldiers have been sent to eastern Russia, and most of them have been moved to the far western Kursk Oblast, where they have begun engaging in combat operations with Russian forces. Vedant Patel, a U.S. State Department spokesman, told a regular briefing. So, yeah, there's already 10,000 of them there. And, if you're getting 10,000 people, I don't know. I guess that's good leverage. The long range missiles. I don't know. I don't want to go to war. I don't like
Well,
people fighting.
okay. So, yeah, not to have too controversial a take. War is bad. Most people, I think, that we sympathize with, war is bad. On the other hand, if America, in the next administration says no more war, we're staying out of wars. What does that mean for South Korea and Taiwan and Ukraine and everywhere else that's kind of at risk?
It's bad.
Also bad, yeah.
I don't know. Was I supposed to answer that? I have no idea.
I suppose it's rhetorical. I'm just saying, like the threat of our intervention has kept those countries and other ones, such as Japan, safe for decades. So if we're full hog isolationists, like we were, 100 years ago after World War One, that's kind of a part of why World War Two happened. I think.
Okay, so are we about to get into why World War II happened, or Franz Ferdinand?
That was one.
That was
That
one.
was the first one.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was one. That was not War Two. That was War One.
Oh, did I say World War II or World War
Yeah,
One?
you said World War Two.
Okay, I'm confusion. But yeah, that's why I talked to Matt, because Matt knows more than I do about this. But I'm willing to learn, and I'm a I'm a malleable
Yeah,
person.
I know this stuff. I saw Franz Ferdinand in concert.
Yeah. Take me out.
Yeah, it's
Okay.
really gonna appeal to Gen Z.
Yeah.
If we're on Gen Z, should we
That's a
talk about that?
classic rock song. That's a classic rock song, okay?
I know we're old.
Oh, there's some every Foo Fighters song is a classic rock song, and I never liked them then. Um
You
you're
don't like Everlong?
you're old. I'm 69. I'm forever young. That's how I look at it. So, one of the things I wanted to say, I mean, after a week more to digest, it really seems like everybody has different opinions. I've actually heard, I can't believe I didn't vote this time. I've actually heard that. Which I was surprised to, but I was sympathetic to because they were a young person who hadn't voted before, and who just kind of thought this was in the bag. And I've had friends
Heard that one before.
I've had friends that have experienced that before. This was the part where I zoom in on your face.
Yeah.
So I can't feel too bad because they did get politically activated afterwards.
Right.
But yeah, I've heard all kinds of things. One of the most shocking things I've actually heard is this is still no different than if Kamala was president.
Well, we don't know.
We don't know, but I guess the one thing that we can say about a Trump presidency is, for better or worse, Trump knows to pick them.
Yeah, I would assume Kamala Harris, at the very least, wouldn't have someone under an ethics investigation for underage sex trafficking as her attorney general. I just have a hunch that she wouldn't pick someone like that,
Which
unlike Trump.
which brings us to our next point. It's basically the Trump appointees. Bum bum bum. This is when we add the music.
Yeah, we should have a good graphic.
Trump appointees. It's just gonna be me singing, and then just like MS Paint Trump appointees.
I was thinking like Indian in the cupboard for no reason. It's a cabinet.
Racist much?
It's the name of the word.
I know,
It's
I
the
know,
name of the art.
I know, I know. That's a weird movie. But okay, let's talk about
It
it.
was a book first.
Let's talk about it. Just because it's a book doesn't mean it's not a racist book. Okay.
I'm pretty sure when the book was
No.
written, there's a lot of more offensive. It doesn't matter.
Yes, you're right. Washington Redskins. Jesus Christ.
Or how many times I read the word engine and Huck
Wow.
Finn.
I
Yeah,
feel gross saying the name of that team now, which is so weird.
they are the Commanders now.
I know, but I mean
Okay.
saying it in retrospect, even though it was objectively the Washington like, I feel weird saying that now. That's actually kind of crazy. I don't know. That's a whole other phenomenon. So, let's go down the list. And we're going to talk about
Okay.
each one. And the first one we're going to start off with is the Chief of Staff, Susie Wiles. What do you got on Susie Wiles? Do you have any opinion on Susie Wiles?
Susie Wiles seems normal. She was involved in the campaign. I know her daughter had trouble getting a security clearance for the first Trump administration because her daughter lied about Susie's DUI to the FBI. Lying to the FBI, generally not a good thing. But in terms of her own ideology, she is loyal to Trump, but I don't think she's like crazy authoritarian more so than just being loyal to Trump. I mean, do you have an opinion other than that? Maybe the wrong time to ask.
She seems like a sweet old lady. I don't know anything about her. I don't know anything about her. I literally don't know the first thing about Susie Wiles, so I don't really have an opinion. I'm like, okay, it could be worse. It definitely could have been Steve Bannon, and
That could be bad. Yeah, it could have been worse.
it could have been a lot worse.
Jared
We'll see.
Kushner.
I mean, it could have been Matt Gaetz. We're not even gonna get to Matt Gaetz yet, but yeah, it could have been Jared Kushner. It could have been Matt Gaetz. It could have been
Could have been Lauren Bobart. That would have been pretty bad. Or MTG.
okay. Yeah, it could have been Beetlejuice.
I mean, the chief of staff is very, very important. So it's probably good that it's just like someone Trump trusts to do his will. That's really who he wants in the role. Um, and I mean, that's who was going to be there anyway. As we saw in his first few administrations, he just kept firing chiefs of staff until he got coward Mark Meadows there to be like, oh, okay, we could do a coup, whatever.
So we're let's give her a grade. Let's give each one of these a grade from A to
Uh,
F. I'm gonna
A to
say
F,
I'm gonna
C.
say I was gonna say B minus, but I'm only saying
All
that
right.
in comparison to all of the other. Well, no, okay, I'll give B minus. I'll say B minus.
Okay, I'm going with C.
Secretary of State Marco Rubio.
Low Marco.
Lil Marco. Lil
Low Marco
Marco.
finally got his shot.
Lil Marco paid his dues. He's been kissing behind for many, many years. He ate that
Yeah,
crow right in front of America. I was impressed. I've never seen anyone eat a crow like that. Yeah.
yeah, that guy that wanted to be VP twice, and Trump was like, no. And then he's like, I like that he took that in stride. Let me throw him stadiums.
Say what you will about Marco Rubio, but I don't think this is his worst. I think this might actually be his best choice out of all of
I
his
think this is
choices.
bog standard neocon, easy confirmation for the Senate, which is someone you want for state. So I think that's why he's one of you. It's the easiest thing.
Yeah, I don't think he's a politician who's actually been a politician for much longer than Trump. Um,
I honestly don't think it matters because the stuff that Secretary of State usually does, I think Trump will want to do, at least for the bigger players. Like Trump wants control of the Chinese relationship. Trump wants control of the Russia relationship. I don't think they're going to be talking to Rubio very much.
right. Um, okay. Maybe he's just there as a placeholder puppet. I'm gonna give him a B.
I'll give him a B plus. This is actually probably the best pick, the most kind of establishment pick.
I agree. That's why I don't think any of these other choices go higher than a B, though. So let's.
Right.
Well, I don't know. There's a few people I just don't know anything about, but
Okay.
Attorney General Matt Predator Gates.
So this is and part of a long-standing Trump tradition of tear these departments down, have someone head it who is absolutely the worst to do it. So picking like a criminal disruptor politician as AG is very much in that spirit, I think.
I mean, it almost doesn't matter how we feel about Matt Gates. It just matters how Congress or Senate feels about Matt Gates, and they already don't like it. This is basically a shoe in for no.
Well, I think this is the game that like he's dangling this
Right,
so that
carrot stick.
he's like, all right, fine, no Gates, and appoints some other lunatic, maybe Steve Bannon. And they're like, fine. They're like, anyone but Gates. He's like, are you sure anyone? Because I've got a lot of horrible people that would love this job and do anything I say.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think. Yeah, I I don't think he's gonna get confirmed. I realistically
Which
don't
is
think he's
not
gonna
to
get
say that
confirmed.
even if he doesn't have the job now, he may still have it in the future. Just because of how this stuff works. But I don't think, yeah, round one, I don't think we're going to see him as Attorney General.
All right, should we just because he's got a lot of people on this list. We can't go through
Let's
all of them, but let's hit the what health and human service. What is it? Health and
Health and Human Services
yeah.
Director.
Who's that guy?
RFK, who's eating McDonald's with them on the plane today.
No, he wasn't. Was he
Yeah, he
really?
was. Yeah.
That's like everything he stands against. What? That's
It's like when
crazy.
it's like when you're like, are you a cop? And someone's like, no. And it's like, smoke this crack right
It's
now
like
to prove that
eating.
you're not.
It was like 3 fish fillets down. This is crazy. Wow.
Just like you guys.
I did see a great TikTok meme that was, if RFK gets rid of Dr. Pepper, I'm gonna make January 6th look like a baby shower. So, credit where credit is due. I don't. Now I feel like I have to go find that person. I'm so sorry, TikTok person. I did not. I did not write down your name.
Wow.
I feel like I should have credited them. Listen, TikTok person, you know who you are, and I love you for your opinion.
We'll put your name in here for our 3 or to a dozen people that watch the long form to see.
We're gonna have to cut this part out, honestly, because I just don't know where it's at.
Me.
I have no clue where it's actually at, so unfortunately. Oh, maybe they deleted it. Okay, anyway. Yeah, sorry.
Even better.
Sorry. But
RFK himself took it down.
RFK, the man who left how many pieces of bear in Central Park? Was it just one piece?
Yeah, and the man who just, went to a beached whale that died and cut off the head, put it on his car, went home.
That's what I'm getting. I'm getting all my stories confused because, it seems like he has a lot of problems transporting animals.
Yes, he's also had a lot of problems with drugs in his youth and his family members supporting his political choices and stuff. And I'm sure Cheryl Hines just hears the Curb Your Enthusiasm music constantly in her own life. Cheryl, I'm HHS director. Dun, dun.
I could totally see this being a plot line in the next Curb Your Enthusiasm season. Can you believe it? Look who she married. Look. I can see it.
You married him? Yeah.
I'm just gonna hop around to some of the other crazy ones.
Okay.
Because like I said, there's been like 40 appointments. I don't want to talk about every single one of them, but they're more. I don't want to say crazy, but okay. To backtrack, we gave Matt Gaetz an F.
Oh, an F.
Yeah, we didn't even need to speak on it. We didn't need to speak on it. We just automatically gave him an F. I'm gonna give.
The next notable one would probably be.
Wait. So we're giving RFK an F as well.
I would give RFK a
D-. That's
I was thinking D-.
He didn't have really, sexual relations with a minor. I don't know. That counts for something. I would have felt more
comfortable with the D+, maybe C-. Had he not eaten the McDonald's today? Not cool, dude.
I mean,
what are we doing here?
Whatever. He's one of us. He's one of us.
I don't eat McDonald's.
Well, thanks for tuning in to Democracy Interrupted.
I mean, I have. I haven't in like a decade.
Okay, all right, that's fair. We got. This one's a fun one. I like this one. This one's so it's bananas to me, but it's Pete Hegseth as the defense secretary. For those who don't know, Pete Hegseth is Fox and Friends weekend morning host. He did serve in the military.
He's a major, and maybe you should pull up the rankings because I think there's like 8 ranks between major and 4-star general, which is what we usually have in that role.
He's 8 ranks below? Wait.
Yeah.
How many ranks below 4-star? Keep entertaining them.
So he also doesn't think that women should serve in combat. He says he doesn't wash his hands and hasn't done it in like 10 years, as I alluded to earlier. Basically, he's I don't know why anyone would think he's qualified. I know that Trump would think he's loyal to him, and that's why he wants him at defense.
Yeah, I'm not pulling this up right now. I cannot find the correct wording. But he was a rank major. So next higher rank is lieutenant colonel. Higher rank after that is colonel. Higher rank after that is brigadier general. Higher rank after that is major general. Higher rank after that is lieutenant general. By the way, this is 3 stars. Higher rank after that is general, and that's 4 stars. So,
well, 4-star is technically like the rank above general because
right,
there is no real rank above it.
exactly.
Trump is the commander.
Yeah. So
7. I was close.
he's quite a bit of steps below where our current guy is. That does seem a little fishy to some Republicans, even. Like, hey.
Harkening back to Blue Anon just for a second here. They're hoping that the military like stands up to Trump, I guess. And I'm like, hey, listen, if anyone's hoping for a military coup as like your way out, you have lost the plot.
Yeah, that's not where I want to hop in. But Pete Hegseth, he did. There's that great clip of him throwing an axe at someone. I'm actually not going to blame him for that, where he threw that axe at that drummer. Sure, he's got bad aim. That doesn't mean whether or not you could run the country successfully, but it was hilarious.
Good for him.
I don't, everything. Yeah, he sells soap. He's a soap salesman. He's the first.
You think it's like Fight Club soap?
He's the first. Yeah, it looks like little grenades. The soap looks like little grenades. It's carved out to look like a little grenade, and
that is adorable.
He's the first defense secretary to sell soap before becoming defense secretary. Like, it's a first.
I find it very strange that he sells soap but doesn't wash his hands. Like, what is happening?
I didn't even think about that.
Yeah.
Wow. That is weird.
Right. The hypocrisy is just so deep.
So we got a guy who's anti-preservatives eating McDonald's. We got a guy who's anti-washing hands selling soap. Pete Hegseth, what do you give him? What's your rank?
I'm gonna give him an F. Like, he's just unqualified.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to give him an F too.
Yeah, that's an important one. You need someone qualified there.
We got. I don't know. Should we touch on Doug Burgum, Interior Secretary, billionaire at large, oil capitalist? He's actually kind of establishment. This is
right.
Pretty. He's the governor of North Dakota. So
I'm surprised any oil guy wants to work with Trump because just brief flashback. He did have an oil guy as his first, Secretary of State, Rex Tillerson, who was fired over Twitter, and he found out while he was taking a dump.
Unfortunate.
Right.
I'm so how did anybody find that out? That's a little TMI on his
Rex
part.
Tillerson just told them. Yeah, he's just like, I was trying to crap, and then I'm on Twitter and saw that I'm fired. I'm like, what is this? I was CEO of Exxon. Are you serious?
That's that's weird. So I'm gonna give him a D plus. I'm gonna give him a D plus.
Yeah, I'm C minus. I guess it's like I feel like we're done with the craziest ones, and all of these are just they're just trying to tear it down. Like,
are we done with all the craziest ones? I mean, we just got a couple more controversial ones. So,
okay.
Secretary of Homeland Security, Christine Noem.
Your dogs aren't safe. Your dogs aren't safe, America.
Saturday Night Live really did a good thing yesterday with what they said. Christine Noem and Robert F. Kennedy. They're killing the dogs. They're killing the bears.
They're killing the bears. I didn't see it, but yes, good on them.
It's really good. But yeah, Christine Noem. Honestly, it could be worse. I know she's a yes girl. I know she shot the dog.
She's probably not winning another election. Maybe even in South Dakota after the dog. She can't beat the dog killer rap. Like, no one can. No one survives that.
I don't know. I feel like now hardcore racists will embrace her as, she's the one who's going to keep the Mexicans away from the border who are eating our dogs. They can't eat them if they're dead.
Haitians. There's the Haitians that were eating the dogs.
Yeah, I understand.
Allegedly.
Yeah, but they don't understand that. They have no...
Okay, they're not much for nuance?
No. They go brown skin, Mexican. I mean, that's been my experience my entire life. To be fair, I
Yeah,
am
I'm going to
Mexican.
leave it in your hands. I'm not going to try to mansplain anything about that. I'm
I,
just a white guy. I'm here to help.
I've gotten, you're one of the good ones so often. I bet you, has that ever happened to you? I can't imagine that's ever happened to you, but has that ever happened to you? Have
I,
you ever been called one of the good ones?
I have gotten, I think the white straight guy version of that, which is I didn't think white people like you existed.
Oh, yeah, I've definitely never heard that.
Right, me neither.
Yeah, yeah.
And I was like, "What do you mean?" And then the woman that said it to me followed up. She's like, "Just so we're clear, you have the look of what we call the white devil, with the blue eyes and the pale complexion."
It's true, you
And I'm
do.
like, "Can we go back to you complimenting me? I'm just here to help. I'm trying to be an ally, you know." I have empathy. I worked hard to get it after my Xbox Live days.
We got. I have nowhere to segue back into. Okay, we got a few more wild and crazy appointments. Stay tuned. We got a few more wild and crazy appointments. That's how I'm just gonna cut it.
Uh, so I mean, the biggest one left is
No, there's
national
still
security advisor, right?
um well, yeah, director of national intelligence.
Oh, that one. You know who I'm talking about. The Gab.
Tulsi Gabbard.
Right.
Come on
Um,
down.
Part-time dictator whisperer. Uh, Republican in disguise her whole career.
She's a funny one. I don't know too much about Tulsi Gabbard. Can you break it down for us?
So she is from Hawaii, and if you're a Republican in Hawaii, you're not going to win your election, which her dad figured out. So her dad switched parties, and then she eventually ran for his seat as a Democrat. Famously, Hillary Clinton said she was a Russian asset, and then she proved her wrong by going to Russia constantly to talk to Putin and some other autocrats, very pro Syria, stuff like that. So basically, this is someone that will have all of our intelligence that may just give it to the people that shouldn't have it, which the people that share intelligence with us, like Canada and the UK and Australia, the Five Eyes program, they might not want to give us that intelligence anymore.
Okay. Um
So that's a problem.
yeah, when you're what is it? What was it? What's her role again? The director of national intelligence. I mean, yeah, I have not a lot to say about her because I don't really know enough other than her ties to Putin. So I'm gonna give her a D minus.
I'm going to say full on F,
Full on
like
F.
national security threat. Yeah.
I mean, that's fair. That's fair. Just throw it a couple
Doesn't
of
feel fair, but okay.
just throw it a couple of names out there. Just quick. Just give me a letter. Give me an A through F. John Ratliff, CIA director.
I have no opinions.
Okay. Well, that's a
I also I'm just gonna put out there that I don't think we've had an ethical CIA director.
yeah. That's not really their thing.
Right.
that's a, that's not really their thing. But I mean, I guess if they're supposed to help protect democracy or whatever, we can just uh, let it roll. I have no idea. Um,
South American coups are back on the menu, boys.
Interesting. U.S. ambassador to Israel, Mike Huckabee.
Mike Huckabee.
Interesting.
So I did hear that the fundamentalist Christians like Israel because they think they are bringing the apocalypse closer, and fundamentalists love the apocalypse.
Well, yeah, I heard that was one of the issues with Pete Hegseth is that because he is a fundamentalist Christian, that there
Mhm.
might actually be some conflict just in Israel with how they view Israel in general. Um, but yeah, I mean, I don't know. I'm just a little person. Seems like trouble. I'm not there in Israel. I've never been to Israel. I can't actually speak on behalf of
I can't
any
either, and
experience there.
I mean also whenever criticism against Israel is lobbied, it's always against the Netanyahu government, which the citizens are very non-supportive of, but are kind of stuck with right now.
Yeah, I mean,
When you make a country, make a real constitution. Pro tip.
Especially this late in the game when you're making a country. Like,
Yeah, I mean it's after World War II. Like you can't just say
exactly.
like we've got a couple rules on the board. We'll get to the real
We're just
constitution.
gonna wing it. We're just gonna wing
Yeah,
it.
who's got time for the constitution? Come on.
Jesus will protect. I mean, well, I guess not Jesus, but some, you know. uh, this is
He was
okay.
one of us.
This is what, and then I'm just gonna skip to my favorite one now,
Okay.
and that's Vivek Ramaswamy and Elon Musk as the heads of Department of Government Efficiency, aka Doge, like the coin, which still hasn't actually peaked back out yet. And I don't know if it's a good time to buy anymore. Like now I'm questioning, do I buy Dogecoin? Like, can I make some money
Probably.
here?
Uh, like, I mean, Bitcoin's soaring.
Bitcoin,
And
which is the great. Just yeah, okay. Donald Trump is your president. Listen, our money's more valuable than ever now. Our non-U.S. controlled
I actually
currency is
just watched,
more valuable.
I just watched that HBO documentary, Money Electric, where he claims he knows the guy that invented Bitcoin is Peter Todd. He's like, "You're Satoshi, aren't you?" It's compelling. I doubt it though, but we'll see.
Yeah, it's a whodunit. Nobody knows who created Bitcoin, but there are a couple of front runners for
Well,
who people think.
I think it's well. I mean, he creates a compelling kind of narrative for it, but I think the people that did invent Bitcoin want Satoshi to be this like abstract concept. Like, look at this good thing he did to the world, and then left us alone. Like, it's hard to demean a person that's not real.
Yeah, I guess so. I don't know. Lucifer comes to mind. Never mind. We're not getting it. I'm cutting this part
Lucifer
out.
gets a bad rap.
I'm kidding. I'm cutting.
Okay.
I'm cutting this part out. I don't know. Yeah. Let's see. Let me think. I don't know. Who did Paul Bunyan fight? Who was Paul Bunyan against? Or you know, Pecos Bill riding the tornado with the whip. Who was he fighting?
Paul Bunyan versus John Henry. Who would win?
I mean, I'm gonna go with Paul Bunyan. He was gigantic and had a blue ox. Right.
Right.
Okay. Well, I'm cutting all this part out.
Okay, going back to Doge. So this is the thing about,
Elon Musk and Vivek Ramaswamy.
So government departments are created by Congress. The last time we did it was after 9/11 for the Department of Homeland Security. A president cannot create a department. So this is kind of just like a participation trophy.
It's imagination. Everyone use your imagination. Right. Yeah, this is
and this is not real. I mean, the reports I've read is that Elon Musk just will not leave him alone or leave Mar-a-Lago. So I don't know how long this relationship will last.
I don't even know if I believe those reports. I'm not sure what the extent is. I do feel like this is a consolation prize. Like this is, oh, thanks for helping me out. You made a bunch of money. Like, I think we talked about it last week. You made like a 2,000 or 1,000 something % increase on your money invested into the campaign. And now, you know what? I'll throw you this bone too. Here's Dogecoin too. I almost guarantee you that Vivek Ramaswamy got some Dogecoin before they made this announcement. I almost guarantee it.
Doesn't really matter because I mean, Elon Musk has gained billions of dollars since the election.
Yeah.
So I mean, I think that's the real prize.
I mean, that is the real prize, but this is like, you know, an extra little cherry on top for him. Like, to keep his continued support, you know, Elon's going to be able to say some real shocking headlines over the next 2 years because they have an end date of July 4th, 2026 during the 250th anniversary. They're saying that they want to, you know, be instrumental in cutting out 100 departments of the government. 100, I think that's what the number was. There's like 240 something departments or something like that.
Departments?
Oh, who knows?
We'll see.
Who knows? But it's a It's bananas. I can't. But if I'm Vivek Ramaswamy, I'm like, bro, I'm riding high right now. I'm hanging out with Elon Musk. Like, the president acknowledged me. Like,
Well, he
who
went
was
to
this
school
guy
with JD
5 years
Vance.
ago? Oh, he
Like he
did?
went to school with JD Vance. Yeah, they're old friends. So this was always gonna happen as soon as he got the nomination.
What is he? And did he play any part in actually getting JD Vance the vice presidential nomination?
I don't know.
That's an interesting.
I think that was mostly like Peter Thiel and Don Jr. But like JD Vance accepting that nomination meant that like Vivek was sitting pretty.
I do feel like there's a group chat with Don Jr. and Vivek Ramaswamy where they're just like, you know, the fucking finance bros or something. They just have like a really fun group chat name. I don't know what it would be.
Coke money bitches.
Yeah, there you go. That sounds perfect. That sounds perfect. Elon's trying to get in to the group chat.
Can you let me in the group chat? Oh yeah.
They have a
Dude.
separate group chat.
Next week.
They have a separate group chat just for Elon.
Every toxic friend group does it.
Yeah.
Ask your friends.
Yeah, it's how it goes. Unless you're not invited to the group chat, kids. Because you're too toxic of a friend.
Right, or you're just too cringe, and they have to talk about it separately.
So Elon Musk and Vivek Ramaswamy. Okay, so Vivek Ramaswamy. Let's just do him first. Grade.
It's not a real department. The grade is like N/A. I don't know.
Oh,
Like,
I was just gonna say both of them. A plus. A plus because it's not real. It's not real.
Honestly, yeah, that's where I want them. Is at the not real department that is never going to exist.
I don't want to bite. I don't want to look at this clip though. 2 years from now and be like, God damn, it was so real. I don't want to do that. So for that sake, I'm going to say Vivek Ramaswamy G plus, Elon Musk complete F.
Yeah, can we just not with Elon? Can we just not do this? I hate him. I'm so sick of him.
It's impossible. There's nothing we can actually do.
Every time I see a Cybertruck, I am furious.
Yeah, they're just ugly. I mean, that's all there is to it. But it
looks like real life CGI, and my brain's just like,
It's a few polygons short of the real world.
Right.
But yeah, those are the more contentious, and some of those are sane. To be fair, Trump put a lot of people in office, and we didn't really touch on all of them. But yeah, there's
I think if you compile a bunch of self-centered narcissists into this cabinet, there's a lot of these are not going to last long.
I mean, maybe there's going to be some, infighting. One can only hope. I don't know. They say that they're all yes men. I see, I see lamestream media reporting that they're all yes men. No, but I do see a lot of reports of them being yes men, but I think it is the actual reality of the situation is they are
the biggest yes man is his chief of staff, which
narcissist.
Is probably what you'd expect.
Yeah. But who knows? We'll see what happens.
Okay.
We'll see what happens, but yeah, it's definitely kept it exciting for the first week. I was like, oh, are we gonna have more content? And immediately we had so much more content to discuss and disclose.
The fun part of the news for me has just been Bernie Sanders going everywhere being like, you people are stupid. And that's like what I've been all about this week.
I want to say the fun part and also the most excruciatingly brain-rotting part for me was the congressional hearings on UFOs this week. Congressional hearings on UFOs. Did you hear anything about this?
I did. Again, welcome back, retro conspiracy vibes. But now they're legit. But like, I mean, this isn't the first congressional hearing we've had about it, and everyone's just like, there is something weird. We are being stonewalled, and that's it. It's like the government's telling us what we already know.
Yeah. Essentially, they're just trying to make it known that there is some sort of insider. I don't even know what the word is. It's a
It's just
black
weird for
ops
like,
program that's so black ops, no one has control over it.
yeah, like these military people are just like coming to Congress to be like, I'm going to level with you guys. I'm in the exact same position you are. I know something's going on. I don't know what it is, and I never will.
I mean, well, to be fair, there. Okay, so I do know what a lot of these people say outside of congressional hearings, because I
Mm,
did my little deep dive on UFOs last year, the first time that they had a congressional hearing, and I basically sunk all the way in, learned what the working theories were. The last time we had a congressional hearing, they were basically like, "Yo, non-human biologics were found at one point. We were reverse engineering alien craft. Alien doesn't necessarily mean from another planet or anything. It's just foreign to human creation, is what they're saying.
right.
Or at the very least, foreign to American military creations that they know of. And then the other thing about that is this time they were saying, "Oh yeah, by the way, they're in the water." Like I think that was the big pull this
Oh
time,
yeah, yeah.
is that it's okay. At the end of the day, they're not from outer space. They're Earthlings. They're from
But that
here.
wouldn't make them
They're not
aliens.
aliens, but they're still UFOs or
Not
UAPs.
extraterrestrial aliens.
Right. They are intraterrestrial.
This could just be hilarious if it's like, 2 years from now, Trump is like, everyone from Atlantis, you got to go back where you came from. We don't want you here. You're taking our jobs.
I would love that. Honestly, if we got Atlantis before GTA 6, that would be so good. Um I yeah, I that is, a working theory around there.
James Gunn instantly hires one to play Aquaman.
The questions were, light bogus. They said everything confidential they had to answer in a skiff. Louis Elizondo was there. He actually still works for the government at some capacity that he's still not allowed to talk about, which is crazy. So, like, I don't know what the NASA guy was doing there because he really didn't know anything at all. And then the one guy who was the science naval officer, like, it's definitely above his pay grade, whatever it is.
Right.
And so, he just kind of seems like, "Oh, I want to know, guys. Why don't you tell me?" And it's
That's
like,
what I'm doing here.
bro, it's not, this isn't for you, okay? But then there's, who else was there? And then Schellenberger, actually, Mike Schellenberger, I think his name is. He's just a reporter. And I do trust investigative journalists more so than I trust government officials, typically. Not, I mean, a real investigative journalist. He said he's got sources.
Yeah.
That could also be a disinformation campaign, but either way, long story short, the government does want to convince you something is out there that we need to prepare to fight that isn't human. So,
Mm. Did you ever like read Watchmen?
watch Watchmen? No.
No, read it.
No.
Okay, so at the end, 40-year-old comic book spoilers, like they create an alien to kind of like bring people together to fight.
Yeah. Okay. Well, that's Operation
So,
Bluebeam is what it's called in the conspiracy circles.
oh really?
Yeah, yeah, we've been calling
That
it Operation Bluebeam for quite some time. It's going to be a fake alien attack that we can use to unite the peoples of the world. So that is the working theory between most UFO enthusiasts or whatever, and the working
I don't know if that's
theories.
gonna work in the real world. What if like someone random, just like Moldova, is like, how about screw all you guys? We want to work with the aliens. Like we're just 200 countries. There's gonna be one dude saying that.
I mean, we'll see. It depends. It all of a sudden the aliens know how to speak to us in English, or everyone's language. We'll see.
It's gonna be just like Star Trek. The aliens are speaking English.
Yeah. But all those sci-fi shows, they have translators, like the Babelfish and Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy. You eat the fish, you can understand any species. You know,
Right.
if we're talking Star Trek, yes, the technology is there to understand what they're saying in English, and that is just our
Listen,
version. They're not
I'm
speaking
not
actual English,
I'm not
Matt.
slamming Star Trek. If we have an intergalactic socialist society, I'm 100% down.
Okay, I mean, I'm down too. That's that sounds fire. That sounds like a good
Yeah.
time. Um, but yeah, I thought that was a fun, wacky part of the news this week. One of my favorite,
Something lighter.
something lighter. Aliens might be attacking the Earth, and I was like, "Oh, this is good." Just to wind down, just some other. Okay, one more political thing. What was it? Oh my god, what was it? Oh, wait, was this last week when people were googling tariffs?
I believe there's some bleed through. Yeah,
Yeah,
I believe that was like November 5th, like the day after. They're like, "What is this?" Because we spoke a little bit about
no,
tariffs last time.
no. The November 5th top search was Joe Biden dropped out. The
Did Joe Biden drop out?
did Joe Biden drop out?
I
Yeah,
think that was like November 4th. Is like, or what was election day? Was it the 4th or the 5th?
the 5th.
Okay, yeah. So they're leaving on the 5th, being like, "Where the hell was the president?"
Exactly. Yeah. That was interesting. But yeah, apparently people didn't understand how tariffs work. And everyone's realizing that I think I might have realized too. I always knew tariffs were a bad idea, but I don't think I actually knew why. And I'll be honest about my ignorance and
Okay.
stupidity here. I thought tariffs originally were taxes placed or like surcharges placed on imported goods that were charged over to the other countries, and in turn these other countries would raise the prices of their products. So like for instance, you know, you import something, we charge you more to import it, and so they just charge more for the product. But no, that's not what tariffs are at all. Tariffs are just for you, the American people, so you don't
Yeah.
pay
So
more.
what you're thinking of is a tax, is like an import tax,
Yeah,
which also exists. A tariff is the main way that we kind of raised money 100 years ago. It's called a regressive tax. This is pre New Deal, pre Depression. Like we want, ostensibly, we want Americans to do this stuff. So you make the cost of importing it higher, and then you discourage Americans from paying more for the goods. But like Americans aren't going to make coffee or something like South Americans do.
right. So it'd be interesting to see if there are lots of loopholes for the tariffs, or it's just going to be flat across the board. Um, but yeah, it is. I have run into some Republicans that were like, "No, this was a tax for them," and I was like, "No, no, it isn't." I didn't know
This
so
is
either.
I'm going to build a wall and have Mexico pay for it all over again, pretty much.
The I think what is her name? Obrador, the Mexican president. I don't know if I can have this.
Oh, I forgot her name.
Claudia Scheinbaum.
Yeah, I knew it.
She's replacing Obrador, but Claudia Scheinbaum. I don't know if this is okay. I don't fact check me here because I don't know if this is the fact check one. I've just heard this in passing. I haven't been able to actually verify it, so it might not even be worth speaking about. But it is still a funny meme that it's saying Claudia Scheinbaum said essentially, well, if Trump wants to send 2 million of Mexican citizens back here, like we'll take them. 2 million immigrants, we'll take them, no problem, and they'll immediately be injected into the economy. And also in return, we will send you 2 million illegal Americans who are currently living in Mexico, and they're not. And now I'm just going off. I'm just riffing now. They're not the best Americans. They're not they're not the greatest. They're not the doctors and stuff here. We're talking about criminals, rapists. We're talking
These
about
are Americans, but they're also cartel mercenaries.
it's
So good luck.
it's yeah. It's not the best Americans. So that's a good little like leveraging point. I don't again, that's just a story that has been floated around there that I don't necessarily know to be true, but it's still funny in theory. Because yeah, Mexico could theoretically do something like that in retaliation. It would be so
They could do a
ridiculously
lot.
stupid,
Yeah.
but it is what it is. And then that's it.
Uh,
We'll cut it. We'll cut it right there. All right, let me hit
all right,
stop.
perfect. We're still learning.